Hello, today we have Mark Smith, CEO of NioCorp, trading on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol NB. Mark, it's great to have you in the studio today.
Barrett, good to see you, and always a pleasure to be in your studio. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. So, Mark, of course, congratulations on the updated technical report. This has been years in the making. Could you walk us through what the Elk Creek project has become and what it means to be reaching this point?
Yeah, we just published an updated feasibility study report about a little over a week ago now, and it was the culmination of a tremendous amount of work. We had done additional metallurgical work to get higher recoveries of all of the products that we're trying to produce. We really have mastered the metallurgy on this project, and so I'm happy to report that the drilling results were again outstanding. We did infill drilling to define the resource more. We have an outstanding geologic resource. We have outstanding metallurgy, and we have an outstanding team putting this project together. The good news about the feasibility study that we just published is we're going to have 8 different products that we'll be producing from this ore body now. Really a unique situation for the mining industry, really a risk mitigation device for a mining company. Typically, you have one mineral that you mine, maybe one byproduct. We're going to have, niobium as our main product, and we're going to have 7 other products that we'll be producing. With the additional products that we're producing, of course, we get more revenue. More revenue allows us to achieve higher net present value. It allows us to achieve higher EBITDAs, higher cash flow. And in fact, the margin, Barrett, that we're able to demonstrate with our updated feasibility study and the increased number of products, the margin on this ore body is about $580 per ton of ore. That's a huge margin that very few mining companies have the privilege of working with. And when you kind of start thinking about the fact that our mine plan is roughly 1 million tons of ore per year, 1 million tons of ore times $580 per ton, that's a tremendous amount of revenue, a tremendous amount of earnings, tremendous amount of cash flow. So all of this is in front of XM right now, and we'll be meeting with XM almost weekly at this point in time to try to get this project and the loan that we're getting from XM to the finish line.
Well, Mark, it has to be a very exciting time to be CEO of NioCorp, and I'm sure it is exciting for the NioCorp shareholders out there as well. I want to shift the conversation more to national security now. Building a domestic supply of critical minerals is one of the defining challenges for our country right now, and the president has made it a national priority. Where does Elk Creek fit into that, and what could it mean for American supply chains for decades to come?
Uh, First of all, we need to thank President Trump for actually acknowledging this issue in the country. And I was very privileged and honored to attend a meeting that he had called. The meeting was held at the State Department. President Trump was personally there, along with 3 cabinet members. And he expressed, his concerns about this continuing critical strategic minerals issue that our country has found itself in. So we absolutely have the support to do what needs to be done in this country to take care of this critical strategic minerals problem. And the NioCorp project fits this really, I think, exceptionally well. The products that we'll be producing, niobium, we import 100% into the USA today. Scandium, we import 100% into the USA today. The titanium, one of our better situations, we only import 85% of what we need for that in the United States today. Then we've got the magnetic rare earths, the neodymium, praseodymium. We import about 95% of those elements today. The dysprosium and terbium, we import 100% of those. And then we've got the heavy carbonates as well, and none of those are processed or separated in the United States today. So this single project can actually start addressing this critical strategic minerals problem very quickly. I think one of the fastest in terms of being fully permitted, and once financed, 3 years of construction and a multitude of products that we can start helping this country with. And it's all about onshoring and making sure that we have what we need in this country for our defense and our commercial applications.
Very enlightening. Thank you, Mark. Of the 8 products you have in your portfolio, I want to focus this last question on scandium. It's a critical mineral most investors won't know of, but it's used in aerospace and defense, and China has cut off all exports to the US. Elk Creek is going to produce it right here at home. What's the opportunity for somebody hearing about it for the first time?
Scandium is one of those really amazing minor little alloying elements that you can use, or you can use it on its own in metal form. And what the Department of Defense is really, Department of War has asked NioCorp to do, and this is part of the $10 million grant we got from them in August of 2025. They've asked us to figure out how to onshore this, not just scandium oxide production, but how can we take that scandium oxide, convert it into the scandium metal that you need for electronics and for defense purposes? How can we then create a scandium aluminum master alloy for different applications? And then once you have the master alloy, how do you actually make the alloy that the end users actually want and will ultimately use? We're putting all that together. Matter of fact, we have almost that entire supply chain put together just in this 1 year period. You start talking to the Department of War, and scandium all of a sudden is getting a tremendous amount of traction, and it's because of those applications that they need for defense and electronic purposes. I guess the other thing that we find pretty convincing that scandium is real is that we did just announce a non-binding memorandum of understanding, but it's with a very significant company, a defense prime contractor by the name of Lockheed, and they're looking at being able to purchase up to 15 tons per year of scandium from our operation. I think that legitimizes it. It sends confidence to the market, sends confidence to our shareholders that scandium is a real product. It's a very niche market. It's one that's very opaque. It's hard to understand. We've learned it, and I've got to say, Barrett, I am super excited about scandium. I think it's going to really end up being, one of the flashier pieces of our project at the end of the day.
Mark, thank you very much for a great update, and I wanted to thank you for being here with us today.
My pleasure, Barrett, and we welcome that opportunity anytime. Always good to talk. Thanks.